In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to get these beachy waves using only a smoothing iron and some bobby pins. Stay tuned.
Have you ever said to yourself, I wish I could take my hairstylist home with me? Have you tried to recreate in-salon looks with little to no success, only to feel lost and confused? Or maybe you're just looking for new inspiration and want to learn more. I'm Krystina Johner, your How-to Hairstylist, and here I share with you the best ways to create in-salon looks with confidence and ease.
So what you're going to need for this video is going to be some hair ties or small elastics, bobby pins, and a clip or a scrunchie, and your smoothing iron. So I've already prepped my hair and let it air dry. So for this particular look, it's just gonna be best to let your hair be as natural and wavy and piecey and separated as it likes to get when you air dry your hair. So detangle it in the shower, let it air dry. That's the way it's gonna come out best. I prepped it with the Paul Mitchell Invisiblewear Boomerang Restyling Mist and just went ahead and sprayed that through and air dried. Now I'm gonna take the Paul Mitchell Invisiblewear Cloud Whip and use it to just tame some of my ends of my hair. So this is a really light consistency, like a really soft cream. And I'm just gonna use it to polish some of my ends. The wavier and more wild your hair is, the better. So if you can avoid smoothing out your hair or blow drying it straight, that'll set you up better for this particular technique. So now I'm gonna take and section my hair depending on the density of hair that you have. So with my hair having extensions in it, I have a lot of length and a lot of density. So I'm gonna have to break this up into a lot of sections. So starting in the underneath, I'm gonna split this hair into two sections. And I'm gonna do fairly loose braids on both sides. Okay, so you don't want these elastics to be too tight. You don't want them to squeeze the hair, but you do want them to hold your braids from unraveling. So I'm gonna drop down my next section. And I'm just kind of feeling for density to know how many braids I should do. So in this middle section, this is the thickest section. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one on each side and one in the back. Now when I get to the ends of these sections, they're so skinny, so sometimes it's hard to get an elastic band around them. So you can take a bobby pin and just secure it. If the section is really big and thick, you can take one more bobby pin and just crisscross them for it to hold. Okay, now I have all these long braids. Let down this top section here. Look for where I naturally part. So I'm gonna break this up into 3. So another way that you can do this if you shower at night maybe is to first prep your hair when it's wet with something like the Paw Mitchell Restyling Mist, and then braid it very loosely. So you want to get out as much moisture with a towel or a t-shirt as you can, making sure you detangle your hair really good, and putting it in some bigger, looser braids and sleeping on it. Or if you have a diffuser, either in the morning if it's still a little bit damp, or right when you want to wear it that way, you can use this diffuser to get on the inside of the braids. So a lot of times if the braids are packed too tightly, moisture can escape and sometimes they'll still be wet. And if you take this down when the braids are still wet, you won't get that same curl that you're looking for. The bonds haven't had time to reshape yet. So using a diffuser and getting through those braids with the heat is a great way to get inside of those braids and dry them out. Okay, so after you have all of these crazy braids, and the amount of braids that you have is going to depend on 1, the length of hair that you have, and 2, the density of hair that you have. So keep in mind that the tighter braids that you do, the more of like a crimped look we're gonna get and less of a beachy wave. Too big of a braid, if it's too fat, we're not gonna be able to get the heat to go through it. So you want something kind of in this middle range that's like really soft and easy to pull apart, and nothing like super tight. Even though this is small, it's still not tight. Now we're gonna start with our smoothing iron, and we're gonna go through and give them some heat. So you're gonna clamp it down and just hold it for just a second. And what you're also trying to do is really fan out that braid so the heat is getting through all of it. And you can do this a couple times. You want to get good pressure on that braid. You're trying to transfer all the heat through, so this is why it's so important not to do too tight of a braid when we start. Otherwise, you have a really hard time getting the heat to transfer throughout the braid. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. And also, I'd love to see your beach wave looks. So tag me on Instagram using @Krystina Indigo. See you guys.